Man, I forgot how cool the song was. Hey, Core. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Alckemy. Thank you so much for joining me today. My dog is somewhere hanging out around here, but yeah, we are going to just kind of do what we did yesterday. Hang out, make some sounds, have some fun. How are you all? Hopefully you all are doing well. Hey, what's up, dude? Does anybody have any requests on what you all would like to see today? I'm sure that we're going to do some sound design and probably some production at some point, but the suggestion box is open for whatever you all want to do. With that being said, what we do at the beginning of every stream, I'm doing a much better job of building this into a habit, is we have some quick play spells to get through. Oh, I see ISO got a last minute submission in. And I'm just going to play those. If these are 15-second or less submissions that you can submit once per day of just something you're working on or just a sketch, whatever. And it's a nice way to start the channel, or start the stream. Oh, this was from yesterday. Oops. Okay, I thought this was another thing because I was like, wait, this sounds almost exactly like what I was just going over. My bad. We've got this. This is actually pretty cool. My only thing with it is that because the sounds, there's so many sounds overlapping, like you're really missing out on the groove. If everything was much tighter and you had a little bit more negative space, then that really cool, like, would be so much more accentuated and would really have a larger push and pull. But I know that you like to use reverb on your sounds and distortion and stuff, but which is half of this battle. But my thing, yeah, it just needs to be tighter, you know, because this could be so much, I don't know. I think like one of the most difficult things with this genre, when we talk about halftime music, because that's kind of where I would categorize this, is the confidence in negative space. It's very easy to want to just overload shit with things and want to, you know, make sure that it's just full frequency at all times or whatever. But I really feel like a lot of the magic is with having moments of silence in between and really taking the time to try to cut off a lot of tails from sounds, especially if they're percussive. But it's difficult to get over, but once you kind of find that middle ground, like it really makes your beats stand out a lot more, at least in my experience. Is that panned bass or am I tripping? No, I don't think that I'm tripping. Yeah, I like it. Very intentional, obviously. I like that it's something that just was like immediate of like, what? It's the impulse response you use that panned it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think it might be worth having just a little bit of, yo, thank you, Mohammed. I appreciate the follow. A little bit of that leftover sub to kind of sit in the middle in case if you sum that to mono. but it's cool, and I definitely think that definitely caught my attention. So yeah, submit an everyday quick play spell if you want me to play out your your track at the beginning of the next stream. But other than that, now to the main event. What do y'all want to do? What are we feeling? How are we? What's been on your minds lately? I'm just messing with this while I wait. Not much, just more of this. I feel that. Oh, this isn't even playing. This is playing the polymer. I was like, why isn't this doing anything? It's because we need to turn this on. And we need to turn this on. Yeah, I don't really know if I want to do a track today or not. I kind of just want to dwell in like atmosphere and stuff. And maybe if I get inspired, then try something out. But is there another sequence on this? No. I actually like that melody. We might be able to do something with this. Although I'm curious, is this because I can hear like it sounds like there's an arpeggiator on this or something, but whatever. We can honestly just take that and push this over here. And I believe G Phrygian. Make this a little bit louder. Dotted rhythm. And let's see if we can make this a little bit more interesting as well. What happened there? Maybe something like It's kind of cool. Hmm. Yeah, this drone is pretty nice. And I think if we went like let me see if we can. Let me turn off the. It sounds like there's reverb on this. Which there's actually not, just a ton of release on it. Hmm. Let's see if I can change out this resonator sound here for something else. Just kind of swapping this out to see what else I can get out of this. Ooh. That's a cool riff. Let me see what I can get out of that. I like it. Let's make a kick. I'm going to use a Pro Q to kind of shape some of this. Let's do some of this. One of those. What's up, everybody? One, two, three, four. Fifth of G, or I guess, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 semitones below G is D. D's nuts. Ha! I'm just kidding. Yeah. What's going on? Are we gonna have another one of those sessions where I'm talking to nobody? All by myself. Sounds pretty good. Let's give this some texture now. And we will just try to find some stuff in here that we could use. That's really big. That's what she said. Large, large, large. Pretty good. Maybe some mid side. Some distortion. Some bit crusher. See what happens if I move this to the other side. That's pretty nice. Cool. We have a kick. Please. 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 Gosh, I am so ready to be out of this beta. No matter how I sidechain everything to the kick just always sounds so quiet and never punchy, though I have near perfect transients and good EQ for shaping the kick. I don't know how to tell you this, but within there, something is probably not working out for you. Yo, like, fuck. Can can I get my sample? Oh my god, Bitwig. Fucking beta. I need to just go and download 5 again. Cause like look at this shit. So dumb. Um Yeah, I mean, chances are, like, if you're doing all that, you're probably mixing everything else too hot. Like, the easiest way to make something stand out from everything else is to turn everything else down, you know? That's a nice kick. Kick peak lows before it should be much higher than everything else. Well, if you're making bass music, probably. All right, what kind of snare do I want with this? Probably a rim shot. Fun fact, most people that are here do not actually make the genre of music that I do. Fun fact as well, most people that are here don't make drum and bass. I actually think that I think I just need 2 layers of noise now that I think about it, just because if I'm just making a rim shot or something, I don't know, maybe I'll add like a clap layer or something on the outside, but we'll see. Hello? Oh, wrong one. I do have a video on making kicks. I also have the master classes. Truth nuke. Man, I really try my best to be as honest as possible about things. Distortion. Let's see what happens if I put this on the inside of this. Yeah, that's pretty okay to me. We might keep that one. We'll see. I mainly make boom bap stuff like 2000s Eminem and 90s and 80s, and sometimes just some tear out French. Bro, like that is such a huge laundry list. Like what? I'm not saying that to be rude. It's kind of funny actually, but what like what's the issue? Is it every single genre that you make, or like what? Like what's going on here? Talk to me. Talk to me, Goose. Seafood Joe always says that shit to me, and I have no idea what that reference is from. All right, so like I've got this boom bap track in my own head. And the kick is the loudest thing of the kick is the loudest thing of this mix. To be honest with you, when it comes into this genre and sidechaining, like you really don't need much. Um, and I'm curious to see what your shapes look like. Comes out as the same volume as the hi-hats. Have you, sorry for the stupid question, but have you tried turning your hi-hats down? I feel like that's like one of those like annoying questions of like, did you try turning it on and off? It just didn't hit hard. So okay, if your kicks aren't hitting hard, then it's probably because of the pitch bend that you have. So if it's just like a bow and like there's no pitch bend on it, um, halftime is halftime, isn't it? No, it's not. Um, it's an unfortunate name, I would say, because it's super ambiguous in the description, but as a means of like what actually defines halftime, it's a very specific like type of sound and feel. Yeah, I'd say try adding a pitch bend to your stuff. Way too much. Okay, that's close. So now we'll go and throw an EQ over this. Excuse me. Nice. Sounds like a nice little rim shotty. I mean, I just made a kick, by the way, so if you were interested in how I did that. But yeah, I've also got videos on how to do that stuff. Kicking Alex tracks had a lot of energy in like the 800, 200 range as well. Yeah, like I try to actually have sub in my kick, but I'll like let me finish this and then I'll talk with you about some of that stuff. This is nice. It's providing a little bit more of a crack, but we don't want it to be. Yeah, and we're gonna have to catch the phase cycle because the noise is running on its own phase. Sometimes it sounds smeared and sometimes it sounds really crispy. See, like that was a smeared one. That one was a little better. That one was probably the tightest one on there, but we're not done designing this yet, so just small details and things that most people don't care about except people like me. What am I doing? Just tube culture. So I'm going to go back here in a minute and reapply the secondary noise thing because I want the click of this to be a little bit more pronounced. And right now, the beginning still sounds a bit smeary. But I'll show you how to fix that in a second. What are we looking at for volume? We're close. It's not too bad. Okay. So the problem with what I'm looking for is within this right here, because if we just... No, sorry, it's actually this. This needs to be pretty tight, so... There we go. Now on this layer, I want this to be a little bit more. And then we can adjust this a little bit more here. This plays such a big role in how rim shots sound. Holy fuck, what is happening? Bro. Bitwig, you are fucking killing my vibe here. That one. This one is super crisp in comparison to the other ones. Is it going to be like this all day? Am I just going to go back to Ableton? I'm so fed up with this fucking technological failure. This sounded so much cooler when I first bounced it out. It sounds like shit now. We're just gonna develop this drum idea for now. A little bit late, a little bit early. Man, do you all see like how choppy this is? It's not supposed to be like that. I'm going to toss some life in here. Just get a couple of different pieces of percussion. I actually like that. It's pretty good. I don't need all of this, but just a couple of interactions here that helps provide a little bit more space of groove. Because otherwise, with all this stuff overlapping, it's just going to like make it sound annoying or too much. Kind of like what I was talking about with Velvet's thing. Negative space, negative space, negative space. How do I make the track wider when clicking? I have a trackpad that's allowing me to zoom. Oh, doing this, that's this little guy right here. Auto zoom, selected track. I'm gonna set this to repitch mode. And then I'm just gonna do it by hand because I was hoping that we'd get an interesting loop or whatever, but we'll see. The stability of this beta is why I'm spending so much time in Drambo right now, hoping, yeah, me too. I feel you. 100%. But it's hard because like if I stream Drambo, nobody comes in. You know what I mean? They're like, what the fuck is this bullshit? And it's like only the greatest fucking mobile device ever made, but you know, nobody has it, so that's kind of cool, I guess. Let me chop this, slice and place, beat grid 1/16. Let's see how we're doing here. Good God. A lot of this stuff will be useful, but right now it's not. Stretch this out, move this here, move this to like there. And this is kind of giving it more of a laid back feel, which is not really what I'm looking for, to be honest. But, I mean, it's still malleable. We can move a lot of it. Move that over a little bit. See, that has a little bit more drive to me now. We can do something like this. Okay. Well, look who it is. Well, goddamn, Fudge, you son of a gun. I hadn't seen you in years. How the hell have you been? I owe you a shot to the nuts. I'm just kidding. What's up, dude? Fucking Tar Nation. I hopped in Copycat stream the other day and said that. Every time I hear the name Al, I think of Home Improvement. Well, my name isn't Al, for one. You made that up. I'm not owning that. Hate that name. Do I look like an owl? No, I don't. I don't even need you to answer that question. No one looks like an owl. No one looks more like an owl. I also don't really feel like I look like an Ian either, but... Is this on the right thing? It is. I'm just stupid. Okay, we can start there. A little bit closer. A little bit closer. Here. Really? Jersey, cut that shit out. Fucking one eye closed and one eye open. Just being psycho. She's an angel. That's what Corey says. Sorry, just muttering under my breath what kind of... Okay, it's a start. Small plate, 3 impulse response goes hard. Is that what we're... Yeah, that's what we're using. It's not the size of the... Never mind. I think I got enough. I go hard in the mother ducking paint. Hard in the mother ducking paint. What am I doing? We need to set this to repitch mode. Okay. Okay, I really like the layering that this has created for this. And we gonna get him. There's something in there. Just gonna kind of keep fumbling and see if we can find something interesting. Really what I'm doing right now is I'm just looking for texture to kind of also interact with no, yes. Just kind of moving stuff around and seeing if I can get some decent interactions here. Let's see what happens if I move this kick more on time. want to try a different snare I have to replace each one individually? I can't find anything on YouTube about it. Folder. Replace. I didn't mean to make that so dramatic. It's Bitwig just Beta 6 is just taking a shit on me, so. That one's pretty cool too. That's interesting. I don't need this whole loop to work. I'm just going to see if something in here has an interaction that's interesting. Dude, no. Fuck. That's kind of cool. What happens if I do this? Yeah, that's kind of neat that we can do on the last half bar. It's on the right track. What? That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oops. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I could see this going somewhere. but we need to fix the percussion because like it needs to be more like, you know what I mean? Right now it's just kind of smeary. And I think it's because of this swing right here. Maybe here. Yeah, I think that this just needs to be a little less like tka and more like tuka, for lack of better explanation. Okay. I appreciate that. Let me let me just try to get the main idea through though, you know. Just, just trying to work on the concept. I'm okay with this stuff taking more so the frequency range because for one, there's not really anything competing with it yet, and as it starts to develop, we'll pull more away. That's a cool fucking sound. And then we'll place that with different sound. A different sound. Mm. Now the question is, does this have enough sub to carry? Yeah, I think so. Did I put that on the whole thing? I did. Don't need it to do that. I need this to do this. Put that on the group. And then with all this stuff, just create a little bit of a fade on the outside and a little bit of a fade on the inside. Because there's lots of clicks and pops. Oh, shit. I really like that sound. We'll probably replace that with something different. Mm. Probably throw that in there somewhere. That's pretty dope. I like that a lot. Thanks, bro. Now to bust out the latest and greatest pack that I just came out with. Alchemy's Base Monsters. I ended up renaming all of these, and I don't remember what's what because all of these had onomatopoeias, and fuck, now I gotta go find it. Yay, good job, Ian. Oh, there we go. Okay. As many times as I put this as a turnaround, none of the songs that I've actually used this on I've finished or like came back to. But I really like the groove on this one. It's kind of just a recreation of uh, one of Chi's latest tracks. Let's really isolate that. Yeah. I think I still want this to be like you just kind of fade out. And then maybe I can push this a little bit forward and pick up the energy of this by moving the snare a little early. Because right now it feels like it's a little too straightforward. Cool. So now that we have that, I'm going to try to vary the drums a little more. I really like this as far as placement goes. But I'm wondering if there's something else that I can do with it creatively. Let's see. That's fucking sick. It's a really cool intro sound that we could use. That also works. Kind of curious if we could use this as a lead. We can't. That kind of works. Maybe we could just leave that there or something. Yeah, like I feel like this is missing some mid highs. And then what we could also probably do is add in a sub right here. Like right where this kick is. I really like that, but I want this to be a little bit more textured. That's interesting. Why is that still... Really? Okay, it's because of this. Hmm. Yeah. So now this just needs like a melody or something, right? Or something is missing over the mid highs that hmm. Something like this might be able to work. I'm gonna have to change some stuff about it, but hmm. Well, but Ferp. How about those snares though? Hmm. Just kidding. That's dope. Hmm. Why did I record that? That's kind of cool. Doesn't really fit with what I got going on, though. I feel like whatever I add needs to be like a straight up melody, you know, like I know that something belongs over this. I just can't really figure out what it is. But my ears are telling me that a mid-high element, like right here, I kind of like that too. Like making this, having a sub right there kind of pushes it forward a little bit more as well. So like, hey, what's up, Arl? I'm alright. I'm just trying to figure out this puzzle that I've created for myself. I like it, but I don't like that sub. So maybe I can duplicate this. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just trying to... It still needs a hook. Kind of like that. That's kind of nice. Probably something like that would work. So 2 different subs on that. Thanks, serious. Still just trying to find a hook. That was cool. Okay. Maybe not. I could cut it and make it choppy and stuff, but I don't feel like tuning that. Man, I hope you guys are ready for this sample pack that is going to come out soon, because these drums are fucking nice. I like that. That's kind of cool as a fill. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe something is like, maybe there needs to be a veil of white noise over the top in order to fill this out, but I can't put my finger on it. Just kind of hoping that the drums would carry the weight of the energy, but it's like close but not quite there. Yeah. Questions? Comments? Observations? Concerns? What's going on with your all's week? I don't know why, but I've been in a relatively big ass maybe we should pull that up. Big ass titties. Big ass titties. Sorry, ladies in the chat. No disrespect intended. Blame Tyler, the creator. Big ass titties. Big ass titties. Big ass titties. Big ass titties, man. Big ass titties. Big ass titties. Big ass titties. Fuck you, hey. This is actually pretty cool. That's a vibe. Still manages to have a sense of somberness while being slightly comedic. Um, yeah, I don't know. What do y'all think? Anything that you would like to see, or anything that you would like to discuss, or all that? It's been hard the past few weeks, man. I just, like I said, I have not been. I want to make music, but my brain is like, you don't want to make music. It's telling me that it just wants to like nap. Which is okay because I know that at the end of this, I'm going to write something really fucking cool. But it's just going through that process and going through that like sense of not being inspired. Give me 1 second. I need to Ow! Ow! Oh my god! I just ran over my fucking toe. Ah, fuck. Mm. Well, there's some excitement for an evening. Fuck. No, I'm not. I'm fucking running over my toe. I went to the knee orthopedic doctor today only for them to give me bad news. I'm hungry. I need a snack. Fuck. Shit. Who the fuck runs over their toe, man? Jesus. My toe's gonna be okay. Yeah, my knee's been messed up for like almost a decade. I'm getting an MRI next Wednesday. Um, oh, it's a jersey. Yeah, but I think it's gonna be okay. They said what it likely is chondromalacia, which is what they treated me back in 2024. And really, the only thing that they can do for it is tell you to do physical therapy and give you a shot in your knee. And it's called like a something acidic gel shot. And yeah, just hopefully it reduces the pain of me working on my knee and doing stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I'll be fine. I'm still flipping. I'm still doing stuff. It's just it hurts, and I'm hoping that it's something that can be repaired and not necessarily something that's like, well, you need to get a shot every year or whatever, you know. I will say that the doctor was not very nice. It's the first time I met him, and he was like, "Yeah, we'll just get you these shots." And I was like, "Well, isn't that kind of like a band-aid?" And he was like, "Life is a band-aid." And I'm like, "What the fuck? Who says that?" He's like, "Don't worry, in 100 years, you know, they'll have, you know, complete, you know, knee cartilage restoration and all this and whatever." And I'm like, "I'm gonna be fucking dead in 100 years." And he was like, "Exactly." And it's like that. That's not an intelligent thing to say. In fact, I figure that's actually pretty fucking stupid. Like, no shit. What can you do for me now? Nothing. Okay, well, let me go to someone else. Like, haha, the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I know, right? But I have shitty insurance, and yeah, yeah. Damn, that's it's quite nihilistic and very inconsiderate. But yeah, I think so too. So just kind of like, okay, well, I could tell you don't want to be here. Fuck. So what I'll probably do is pay out of pocket and get a second opinion. I probably will get the shot after I do some research on if there's side effects on like if it deteriorates my knee over time or you know something insane like that. But considering you know trying to raise some money for stem cells or some shit to save my knee, but you know, it's not to the point where I can't walk, and thankfully I'm not disabled or anything, you know. I don't think it's cortisone this time. I think they want to do a different thing. Last time I got a cortisone shot, but this time they're talking about something acid gel stuff. I have to go get the MRI first, which next Tuesday. Yeah, a week from tomorrow, I'll go and get that checked out. Which I'm not sure if I'm going to have to pay out of pocket for that either. But this is America. This is America. So if anybody wants to buy my preset packs, you would directly be supporting my endeavor in trying to maintain my longevity in flipping, though no obligation. Fill medical bills on a spiritual level. Yeah. Well, luckily, like, I'm not in the hole over anything yet, but I'm just keeping my eyes on it, you know, and being like, all right, how do we feel about this? What's going to happen? What's the next move? And it's okay. I'm still moving. That's what's important. You know, I'm still moving. I'm still fit. Still have my pack, you know. That's the other thing that I care about. I want to take that with me to the grave. But yeah. Anyway, what's going on with you all musically? What's happening? Does Bitwig export all of your audio clips in your project to a folder? You can. What function in Bitwig do you do for that? I need something similar in my DAW. Can't figure out how to do it in bulk. You go export audio, and then you can select what tracks you want to export here, if not all of them. So you can just set your stems, and if you want to do like everything, then you just do that, and then you decide what folder you want to export it to. And you can do any of these exporting options. Do I do that after every session? Nah, I just save the project. Like, I don't have to because rolling sampler, right? So like everything that I record or get into the DAW is in a different folder anyways. And because it all goes through a limiter, it's all ready to go. I don't have to really do anything else. The only reason why I would stem something is if I'm going to send it to somebody. Which I've done that maybe 5 times the last 5 years. I appreciate the questions. I want more. Give me more. Give me more. What other questions do you have for me? You were pulling samples from your folder? That's from Rolling Sampler? Yeah, that's all from Rolling Sampler. So what I do and what I've been doing lately, almost to a fault, because I haven't had any ideas for tracks as of late, is I'll just do a sound design session, and then they cut them nicely like that. No, I cut them up. Well, sort of, yeah, because you can, like, in Rolling Sampler, if you have something happening, right, you just take the region that you want and then put it over. It's not perfect, but it's okay. I'm trying to develop dubstep in a country where it has never been tried before. What? Context? Please? Please give me context. My toe is feeling better. None of you saw me punch my door. Although I kind of feel like that one was justified, and I didn't hit it very hard, but fuck. That shit hurt. I'm just going to start streaming JKD lessons, and you all can do follow-alongs with me. I'll teach you how to hit. I'll teach you how to punch. I'll teach you how to kick. Then we'll do tricking stuff. My door is dead after I learned that. Here, there's nobody who listens or produces this kind of music. What country are you from? If you don't mind me asking. What country are you from? They speak English in what? If you don't know that reference, it's from a movie. Oh, you're from Turkey? Let's go. I have a really good friend from Turkey. His name is Ali. They listen to dubstep in Turkey. Like my buddy, his name's Ali. Um, he gets with the dancer community, and they listen to all kinds of shit. It's just underground. Like even like the dance scene out there for like hip hop and electronic stuff, from what I've heard, is very underground. But I wonder, I don't know if you've done this before. I also don't know if your internet is the same, but uh Turkey dubstep producers. Gantz, is Collector, and someone else is from Turkey, I believe. I forget who. Trap is the only genre that dominates here. I mean, that's pretty much the same for the States. With Kudamas. Are you in the Istanbul area? Gigi Man is Istanbul's original dubstep DJ, an influential figure who boasts an extensive experience in shaping dance floor. Oh God, this just ugh. You probably don't want to connect with this person. And if anybody ever becomes my marketing manager, I never want to hear fucking shit like this. You're in the capital. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, but I know that they're. Oh, hi, baby. I know that they're out there. Alckemy is shaping the world with his basses and making groundbreaking rhythms that he totally bites off of the people that he admires. But you'll never know that. It's like, what? Chat GPT. Yeah, it definitely feels like that. Do I go to music festivals ever? I went to one when I used to live in LA with my mom. It was a techno festival. And I wasn't there for very long. Let's just say that. I Well, I also that's not true. I DJ'd at the Circus of Life festival a few years back with G Space. Shout out to G Space. Love you, bro. Grady is a long, long time friend of mine, and he flew me out to play out there. But other than that, no. I I'm slightly adverse to festivals and like big crowds because I was like I was maybe a mile away from the Las Vegas shooting at the during that concert. B, almost every other party that I ever went to in California while I was a teenager slash young adult ended up in somebody firing guns and me being the fucking escape driver. Some back lore. This is why I don't live in LA anymore. Which we live in different times now, but like it just kind of turned me off from like wanting to be in large crowds because you're just a fucking sitting duck. And I'm not saying that I'm paranoid or anything, but it's just like, damn, if somebody really just wanted to fucking mow people, like, what am I gonna do? You know? It's a terrible thing to think about, but it's like, That's always the first thing that goes through my head whenever I think about festivals and stuff. The second thing that goes through my head is not having a place to take a comfortable shit. Just, if I'm being totally honest, like, that shit is inconvenient as fuck. Oh, man. That shit sucks. Thankfully, the place that we went to actually had dedicated bathrooms with stalls with doors that close and stuff. They also had hot showers, but it's like, yo, could you imagine like a 3-day event to where there's a line constantly for the porta potty? So like you have to take a dump. The fucking whole thing is shaking, right? Constantly, and you're wondering if it's gonna tip over. You've got these people that are pissed off on acid, banging on the door trying to get in, and it's like, yo, like you have to walk 20 flights of stairs to go to the bathroom. This is why I don't go to festivals. You want a festival? I'll fucking play you some music that you haven't heard right here. And guess what? You can do it from the convenience of your bathroom, of your shower. Hopefully not in that way. In your car, outside, you could walk your dog. I don't give a fuck, but it's there. I don't even like clubs, to be honest. The last time that I DJ'd was at Area 15. It was okay. The place was fucking huge. But other than that, I was like, I don't gig or do anything like that. Well, that's not true. I do gigs, but I do it for like tricking and martial arts and acrobatics and stuff, not so much for DJ stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I definitely do think that there is something to be said about going and listening to like music that you've never heard on big speakers with a bunch of people. Like that's definitely an experience to be had. But when it comes into like pros versus cons, I'm way more on the pessimistic side of going to public places. I This is going to sound stupid, but I also don't really like super loud music. Even though I make my music very loud, um I still listen to it at a relatively comfortable level. I have tinnitus. I guess you could say I have hearing damage or something. I have really good hearing throughout the entire frequency range, but my ears ring, and apparently that's pretty normal for people my age. But um, I'm very careful as much as possible to try not to disrupt that. And it's like earplugs, whatever. Yeah, I don't care. It still hurts. The pressure of the sound like still gives me headaches, and then I wake up and I'm like, ee, and I'm just like, fuck. The last show that I went to was Zayaku's, which he played a great show. But it wasn't so bad because it was outside. It was in the nighttime where it was a little bit cool. It was free, and I could just stay there for an hour, and then I dipped, which was about all I could handle. And I was like, dope. That's great. No, Zayaku. I've never felt this feeling, but I wish I did. How would I describe it? I'm not the person to ask, to be honest. I like personally, sorry that I'm saying I so much, even though it's my stream or whatever, but I am so selfish when it comes to music. Like I'm always about how it makes me feel and about my relationship to it and all that stuff. So this whole thing about like bringing people together and being connected and whatever, like I do that already with my channel. I don't. Hi, sweetie. I bring Jersey together, isn't that right? Are you just climbing on me? Oh my gosh, hello. Hello, sweet girl. Hello. Hello. You want to come up here and hang with me? Okay, just don't step on my nuts, please. Wait. Okay, there you go. Hi, baby. Watch your head. This is metal. Look at her. Hi, sweetie. You good puppy? Hi there, baby. Who's good girl? If uh if I sing to her, she starts getting super excited. It's very cute. Oh, Jersey. Who's the best doggo in the world? Oh, Jersey. Who's the best doggo in the world? Yeah. She's pretty great. Yeah. So what do you guys want to do next? Jersey, who's the best doggo in the world? Who's the best girl? The best girl in the world. You want to see something funny? Watch this. Don't do this with dogs that you don't know. I've done that before. Fried rice, air fryer stuff. Oh. Ugh. She knows what I'm trying to do. Yeah. We could try a different beat, or I don't know. We could do some sound design stuff. Let me ask you something. Is it even worth making sound design tutorials anymore? Like, is everybody here pretty much caught up and like you all know pretty much what I know? How do you all feel about that? Where are we at with sound design YouTube? I'm caught up and I know where to go if I need answers. Yeah. I'm kind of like I'm kind of scared, to be honest. Like, oh, big yawn. I'm interested in Spectral. Hey, Young, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. I really like the sound design tutorials you've been coming out with the past couple of days. Are you talking about the ones that I've uploaded for members or what I've actually just put out? Loic has, or how do you say that name? Has dope vids on social media. I mean, I've got plenty of videos on Spectral. It's almost 3 a.m. here. I need to go to bed, but I enjoy your streams, learning a lot. Big thanks for that. He's French or something. Yeah, dude, thanks for coming in. I hope that you find a dubstep community, but you at least have a dubstep community here. Sort of. I'm not really a dubstep person, but I like bass music, so we like bass music. If it makes you feel any better, hardly anybody out here makes halftime. Actually, hardly anybody in this chat makes halftime, so. But the last 2 streams. Yeah, thanks for the sub, Timothy. I need clonky perks too. I have videos for that. Wait, let me switch accounts. I make halftime as Censura. Well, what I'm saying is the majority of people that come here don't usually make halftime. I love to see people do more stuff that isn't just bass. I don't know if I'm being silly, but like texture or something. I don't know. I've covered that too. Whatever, almost everything that you want to know, there's a very high probability that I have videos for it. Really interested in other ways to make generative perk without things like live VST. Have you not seen the ways that I make generative percussion? Like all the perk makers and stuff that I have? I'm going to pet her for just a couple more minutes, then I'm going to put her down. Jersey, I love you. You good puppy? Actually, can you all give me like 2 minutes? And I am going to give her a snack. I want to be resonant language. No, you want to be you. You don't want to be. You don't want to be Reslo. You want to be you. All right, I'll be right back. Place, place, place. Sit. Stay. Ready? Catch. Good girl. Catch. Oh, come on. You could do better than that. Hey, place. Catch. She's got some work to do. Hey, sit. Shake. Other paw. Other paw. Other paw. Other paw. Good girl. Down. Good girl. Ready? Catch. Ooh, you caught that one. Catch. Catch. Good girl. Ah. Fuck. Is today just like bang your toe and hit everything, roll over yourself, and fucking explode day? What in God's name? Um, Hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Alckemy, where I'm just doing self-harm and destruction towards my life and my spirit. Yeah, you haven't seen these, Fudge? Do I make any chemicals? I'm trying to create some fucking dopamine when I make music, but other than that, no. Chemical? What? What is that? Are you talking about drugs? I know I look like it, but no, I don't. I don't do drugs, god damn it. Fuck. Yeah, Fudge, you haven't seen these? Available at alchemy.com. But no, I've got videos on this. I think like one of my biggest issues is that I make all these videos and stuff, but YouTube just doesn't fucking promote them. Um, I've seen them, haven't tried making them myself. Seen you do it, but won't understand, so I do it myself. Clanky spectral perks. Perks are perks, dude. Disperser on everything. Like, hold on. Beats masterclass. Like, even just watching this video. I could have sworn that I had more stuff on perks, though. I put some Foley and Granulator. That shit was crazy. The 3 C's of sound design. Hey! There was no invitation this time to my lap. I'll give you a kiss. Mwah. I love you. Now get down. Get down! I've got my baby gate right here. Here's my baby gate, so she can't get up here. Ah, nice try. A dub siren? Like a wheel up sound? Yes. I probably make those like every other day. Jersey, get down, please. Like pew pew or probably I don't know. This is also a great follow. Um, because this is like if you understand this, you understand everything. Blue 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 blue. Yeah, when you say blue 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 blue, I think of Wheel Up. Also, is everyone else's faceplant this slow? Yeah, this is a Wheel Up. Is that another question? Dude, this is like, yeah, it can be elusive for sure, but I've made this in like every fucking synth out there. Every synth out there known to the planet. Current. Wheelie time. It's just a square wave with 15 semitones apart. And then you just put an LFO on it and then add a delay. Kind of sounds like a landline phone. You kind of sound like a landline phone. Yeah, I guess like in the world of sound design, I don't really know what else to do these days or what else to cover. I do have a new series that's coming out called How to Pattern, to where I'll be teaching people about, including you all, just about drum patterns, which I'm excited for. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm asking myself. Is like, what have I not done? Let me see what this stuff is.
Hey, what's good, everybody?
Yeah.
Relationship lets you know where you're at. In
What's
this
this one? This one is breakbeat.
So.
I've got some on. I guess I haven't recorded them yet, but I've got drum and bass and breakbeat coming up pretty soon. You think you would cover something like the GRM Tools Atelier? Probably not. My bass arrangement gets too robotic. Hip hop production. I've covered hip hop production. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's overhyped. I guess like where I've been at lately is just trying to make better music. Grind beat. Yeah. I don't think that I've covered that specifically, but I have covered the sound design for it. Shed theory. Just need a UK rapper. And a boom boom pop. The tingle cut. And a boom boom pop. Yeah, I don't know, man. I personally like I'm at this point where for me what I need to get better at, I feel like is just better songwriting. I don't even know if that's really something that you can teach though, you know. I fuck with or people are chasing trends too hard these days. It's pissing me off. Don't be British, be yourself. Well, that's like always going to be a thing, you know? If it's not British, it's wanting to be from the hood, but you grew up in the suburbs and had a fucking healthy childhood, you know? Would you ever spend some time mastering an instrument? I mean, I've been playing guitar for several years, play piano for several years. Um, but master, I don't really believe in mastery. Not to be pedantic, but yeah, it's um how would you say? When you become a master, you stop growing. Tap guitar, math rock? No. I spend more time trying to work on flamenco technique than anything. Um I'm gonna say something potentially lewd, but I have really fast hands but really slow fingers. Is what it is. Really fast hands for punching, all that stuff, but when it comes into technical fine motor skills with my fingers, other than like, I don't know, gaming, do I have guitar pedals? Yeah, actually I have two. I have the Microcosm and I have the Empress Zoya, which here and here. But I run those into the DAW more than anything. So what I would most likely do is have the guitar go into the mic and then just send the pedals or send the guitar through external pedals. Because right now I have my interface routed through a pedal and then back into the other stuff. And then the Zoya isn't routed to the pedal, but the Waldorf Iridium core is going into the Zoya, and then that's going into the analog heat plus effects. Which I guess you could also set up the Digitact and the Digitone, which could also kind of act as pedals with filters and basic effects, so to speak. But yeah, the Zoya is like the end all be all for guitar pedals in most cases, just because it does everything. It does granular effects, it does whatever filter you want, it has modular capabilities with LFOs and all that other stuff. It's kind of a pain in the ass to use, but it is really cool. I know, sweetie. I know. I know you want to go out. You're going to have to wait, though. You got a big smile. You got a big smile. You're a good puppy. Have you been being good? Hmm? Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of Dub House lately, and it's not really that I'm like, oh, I want to make it. It's been easy to listen to, but yeah, I don't know, man. What'll likely happen is I'm gonna fucking fumble for about 2 months, and then probably towards the end of the year, I'm gonna write some fucking fire shit. Promoters got to book more psychedelic artists. I, to be honest with you, I can't really speak on that world. I don't know much about it, and I'm not really that kind of caliber of artist to talk about that industry. Um, I'm lucky if I get hired to make some sounds for a company. You know, it's giving me anxiety. There we go. It's weird that there's some huge psych fests. Well, I think that there's something for everyone everywhere, you know? And just kind of finding it is the big thing, but yeah, I feel waves of creativity every few months comes and goes. That's kind of how I am too, I feel. Maybe not enough in the East US. Bro, like what? I G Space is the first person that comes to mind, and he makes more of like wonk and stuff, but all the shit that he's done. Wait, wouldn't you consider stuff like Electric Forest and like all that stuff like right up your alley of what you're describing? A side dub or Tipper? Bro, Tipper is fucking huge everywhere. Yeah, dude, he's I don't know, man. I think that's out there. I definitely think it's out there. I can't talk about electronic music out here in Vegas without somebody mentioning fucking Tipper. You listen to Tipper, bro? Dude, like, oh, you listen to Tipper? Like, oh my god, fucking Tipper, man. You ever just like get a bag of Doritos and like you don't even have to use the double XP weekend shit or whatever. You just put on some Tipper and you know smoke a fatty and oh, like yeah, it's out there for sure, bruh. Yeah, I don't know. I was really into Tipper when I first found him, and then it kind of fizzled out. But holy fuck, if I had a nickel for how many people asked me how to make Tipper bases back in 2020, I'm sick of pure dubstep. That's valid. That's valid. I I'm a fucking halftime guy. Like that's my thing. Um, I wish that more people made it, but I'm not talking about halftime of like not that kind of shit. I'm talking about like I met Lining. He when she came over, they were both playing the same show. He's a really nice guy. I felt bad because I didn't know how big he was and I didn't know who he was. But he was very kind. But yeah, I kind of feel like Liney is in that world of like what's my take on artists like G Jones or E Prom? Um I like E Prom most as Shades. Really like the stuff that he does with Alex Perez. G Jones is his old stuff is pretty good, but he came out with an album like 2, 3 years ago, and I was just kind of like, it's okay. And I swear to fucking God, it like if I had a nickel for every time somebody asked me how to make a G Jones bass, you know what I do appreciate these days though? People stopped asking me how to make sounds like other people. That feels good. Except in lessons. Sometimes when I do lessons with people, they're like, "Can you teach me how to make sounds like these guys?" And I'm like, "No." No. No, I can't. Because I'm not them. But how do you make the G Jones bass? How do you do it? How do you do it? Tell me. Shades was insane sound Haven this summer. Man, Ivy Lab was supposed to come to Vegas. I feel you. Everyone should sound like themselves. Well, it's not their fault, you know. Like I'm putting, no pun intended, shade out there in the world, but it's because that's how people initially learn, right? Like if I was brand new to sound design and I listened to somebody that I admire, what am I going to do? I'm going to go on YouTube and I'm going to type in how to sound like this person, this person, this person. And it's a fallacy because it it creates an expectation that is almost always subpar. And that puts a lot of pressure on. I've never heard of Schwex before. But yeah, it puts that expectation on a content creator to like deliver some insurmountable shit. But then you have the content creator side that fucking does that shit for clickbait and it sounds nothing like it. And it's just not good for the community. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. You all might know that as many times as I've done lessons with Chi, I will never fucking make a video on how to sound like Chi. Like that's just wrong to me. See, like you could do that cuz I'm right here. Whatever the fuck you want to know. And the cool thing about it is that for the most part, other than a couple of very specific things, I will teach you right here, right now, for free. And if you want stuff that's catered towards your own music or whatever, then you can book a lesson with me. And the other cool fucking thing is I'm dirt cheap. And I say that proudly. You book a lesson with these big people, $100 a lesson, easy. I am $40. $40 for at least an hour. I almost guarantee you that we'll go over that unless if I have somewhere else to be. People have to learn about songwriting more. Well, I have to learn about songwriting more. That's no lies detected. I can write a good song, but I don't know. The thing with it is like I only write well when I'm very emotionally charged. That's when like my best narrative tracks have come out. But the problem with it is that it takes so much out of me that I can't do that all the time. And that's why I tend to lean towards just like simple beat making because that's something like I could do this every day, right? With whatever the fuck I just made today. Which was cool. I enjoyed it. It didn't really go anywhere, but it's like maybe 20% away from being something that I could export. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's like writing really big narrative stuff, like trying to be like Cohen Sound, but do that just on a random Saturday with zero intention is like really fucking hard to do. At least for me. That's always been a thing. But what I've learned over time is instead of just trying to do that all the time as that being a staple in my music, because like my first EP was really about, you know, having multiple parts in the same track and whatever, you know, all that shit. I'm like, nah, man, just like, I just want to make a vibe. Just a vibe. And if it goes somewhere else, great. If it doesn't, I'm spending time practicing on making the vibe. And the better we get at it, the better that, you know, that's why Chi just put out a beat tape and he has some songs that are a little bit longer, but for the most part, they're just like a minute segments. And I'm like, that's my fucking blueprint right there. It's great. It's been a while since I've talked to him, but you know what I'm saying? It's like just here it comes, you write it out, there it goes. It doesn't need to be any other kind of crazy shit. Which, by the way, I forgot that like I feel bad. I should have told Siri. Well, actually, I think he came in because I just wrapped a dubstep track, which I think most of you heard. I feel bad. I told him that I don't make dubstep, and I totally forgot. I just last track that I wrote was a dubstep track. Did you hear back on that one yet? Uh, no, I haven't. Are you talking about in regards to Saturate Records? No, I haven't. I don't think I will. Oh, my nose itches. Too much cocaine. Um, yeah, yeah, I don't think that I'm going to. I think the big thing is just I'm happy with it. It was a cool track. I really enjoyed it. I listened to it several times on the way to LA to my instructor seminar, and I was like, sick. And yeah, that thing was that was kind of a middle deal because I actually had the idea for that. I gotta go. Thanks for hanging. I'll have a good night. Yeah, dude. Thanks for chilling. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Yeah, that was something that I heard in my head, and then I just tried to like get that part out, and then it became a whole thing. But yeah, writing complex pieces is a lot. Where to find samples, bruh? What do you mean? What do you mean where to find samples? No, in all seriousness, what kind of samples are you looking for? You mean of like popular songs? I I wouldn't look at it that way. I would more so look at how to sample effectively, if that makes sense. But I use rolling sampler, and you can hook it up to listen to your internal audio, and then you can just drag the thing out. Are you talking about like sampling other people, or are you talking about like royalty free stuff that, you know, doesn't have doesn't have anybody else that's using it? Because like obviously Splice has all that kind of shit. But if you're talking about like sampling a track from somebody else, just I look into rolling sampler. Kind of feeling like sampling people's music for real. Yeah. You can also use your phone. Crate digging. Yeah, if you have koala sampler, where's my iPad? It's in the other room. Then you can record a video on YouTube and then import that into koala sampler, and it has stem separation, it's got all different kinds of, audio warping, whatever, but like that's one of the best and most convenient ways to do it. And then once you have that, you can just export the sample or whatever. Rolling sampler, easiest thing. Actually, I'll do you one better. If you have a Mac, then this little guy called System Audio Recorder, you can't actually see it. Let me pull up the App Store. This was like $7. Maybe. Hello? Yeah. This thing was like $7. And it's great because you just open it, you hit record, and then it records whatever the fuck you want, and it's super awesome. So if I go to YouTube and I want to record myself, I can just hit the thing and it'll do it. And yeah, it works really well. Goes to a folder, but rolling sampler is probably the easiest. It's not the easiest to set up, but once it is set up, it's always listening. So if you're like, whoa, what did I just listen to? You can just go back, look at the waveform, and pull it out. and then it'll go to a separate folder, and it's pretty sick. It's pretty nice, if you ask me. Ha. Swag. Do people still say that? Swag. Well, is there anything that you all want to do? Anything that you want to see? Any questions, comments, observations? 67 trip. Ha! Freestyle. I would, but I always forget the words that I want to say because I'm senile. We'll forever say swag. Make beats with your fingers. Based freestyle. You mean like pen drumming? I think I actually have a couple of beats where I did do that. Oh, finger drumming? I don't have any finger drumming things, but I used to have an NPC where I did that a lot. To which I will say pen drumming is so much more goated than finger drumming. Like, I want there to be a MIDI version of pen drumming. For finger drumming, highly recommend. Well, I used to have an NPC, and I looked at the NPC Live 3 and literally had to talk myself out of buying it. Because I just don't have a unique use case for it other than just wanting the thing. Ableton Push is great. I had an Ableton Live or an Ableton Push 2, and the pads felt really good. I made a lot of music with a Push. Actually, I wrote my first EP with the Push, chords, all that shit. It was great. A lot of used ones on sale. I think if I bought one, I would want the standalone though, just because I don't know if I'm like interacting with a controller or something. I want to not look at the screen. I want to look at a different screen. But really, well, not for finger drumming, but like the best mobile device is an iPad by far. It is the most powerful thing that you can get your hands on that is not a laptop. I don't know. I've never used it before. I heard that the script is decent, but it's never going to be as good as the integration within Live. I didn't know standalone actually had a use. Yeah, like you could do the like you can do session view in it, right? So you can like sketch and make beats and whatever, and Live kind of sucks low key, slow as fuck. I think it's fine. I mean, shit, Bitwig 6 is like Bitwig 5 was like fucking lightning fast for me, and Bitwig 6 is not lightning fast for me. There's quite a few things that have really slowed down my workflow process. The other thing is that since we're still stuck in beta, like it just has a tendency to freeze for like 30 seconds and then it catches up. So no matter what DAW you use, like I guarantee you every single person has a DAW that is not the one that we use that's like, this DAW is slow as fuck. I've never done beta. Yeah, I'd say wait. For live performance, would you recommend Ableton or Bitwig? Bitwig. I think that Bitwig has just a much better workflow. Objectively, actually. I mean, since you can have both the clip launcher and the timeline in view at the same time, it is just a much better deal. You also, I think, have more variations for clip options. And now you also have automation clips that can do its own thing, which again, I don't really use session view or clip launcher, whatever the fuck you want to call it, but I do think that it just has more options. Which I'm kind of curious is. Sorry. Um, I'm noticing that there's this red thing here, and I'm guessing that there's a way to set this up to script this. Actually, I know that there's a way, but I was wondering if it was already pre-mapped or something to launch these clips. But that's what this grid right here is showing. And I was like, hey, if I push this, is this going to do the thing? No, it's not. But yeah. Oh, excuse me. What even is this? How did this get into? Oh, because this is a different project. Let me see. Yeah, this is what we did today. This is a cool little idea. A cool little idea. I will go back and finish this at some point. I just don't know what I want to do with it right now. It's just that I want it to be something like that. They're kicks. Yeah, just kicks. It's just that I zoom in like on a granular level, especially when I'm moving stuff around. Like you can see all this stuff is unquantized. Dude, no. Bitwig. Fuck. Yeah, that's okay. It's alright. But yeah. All right. Anybody have any other questions about anything? Anything that you would like to see? That you would like to see? What I was complaining about earlier was I running into this thing again where I am kind of just out of ideas for what to cover. I'm kind of feeling like, and my question for you all, like, I feel as if producer tuber, like music YouTube for production, is just fucking dead. Discuss. What do you think? Yeah. Somebody. Anybody. Never thought I was dead. Always found it inspiring. That's fair. Yeah, I think the popularity aspect of it is really where it just died down. Like, looking at people like Andrew Huang or these really big producer tubers and stuff, like, even their, I guess, interaction and all that stuff has dropped significantly. This is weird times, man. I feel like part of that is also because of COVID. But yeah, I don't know, man. YouTube has been so weird the last 6 months. YouTube. You watch YouTube? Sorry for anybody that's from the UK. I apologize. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I will say, if there's anything that you all want me to cover in the future, um, let me know. I'm now that, as far as projects go, I'm not really working on any big music tracks at the moment. I'm just kind of meandering with sound. But I will say that after this sample pack that I'm working on, because I just finished the bass monster pack or whatever for Faceplant, and then I'm working on the sample pack part. But once that's finished up, I'm most likely going to do a course on intention for the next masterclass. Hey, I couldn't sleep. Fired up multipass to work on my low-end harmonics. Want to understand them more? Okay. Do you have any questions? Welcome to the stream. I hope you guys weren't saying bass music is losing popularity. Nah, man, I'm just crashing out that music production in general has lost popularity on YouTube. Or maybe, I don't know. I really don't know what the state of the world is right now for bass music in general. Almost every person that I talk to that's like a bigger up is like, I fucking hate neuro shit now. And I'm like, uh I'm just not good at that. Making trendy vids, you know. I do have more edited stuff on the way that I have a little Pinky helping me out, but like I said, I've just been trying to work on these projects to actually have tangible means of income, so that way I can pay that editor to make more content and also try to sustain my life. But no, it'll never die. But you know what I mean? It's just most of the big heads that I talk to are just like, fuck this shit. I don't want to listen to this shit right now. I'm so done with it. Botanica kind of rising on TikTok world. I want to understand how to use the 2, 3, 4 harmonics after the fundamentals to make bass audible on crappy speakers. And you're trying to do that with multipass? Why not just make a wavetable? Are you using Faceplant along with multipass? That's my second question. I feel like this is secretly a question of how to make a G Jones bass. So here's an 808 on this track. There's two. There's this one. What the fuck? And then there's this one. But the secret to this is a first and a third. You can do a first and a second or a fourth, but at a certain point, it just stops sounding good. Multi-band cheat code isolates or generates harmonics when I need. No. Stop. Look, dude. Third harmonic. Turn this down. Saturation. There you go. Or wavetable. First harmonic. You go here. Make sure that the phase is aligned here to where it looks like this as opposed to something like this, because this is going to make it sound all fucked up. This is going to make it sound really good. It's the same shit. Whatever. I don't know where your head is at with controlling harmonics with multipass and all that other shit, but no. No. If you need a little bit of high into it, then you go here with low pass, turn the frequency up, turn this down. And then you OTT it. And then you saturate it again. When it comes into high harmonics and sounds, something like this is not going to sound good on its own. But when you send it through distortion, you get this. And so when it comes into making basses like this, let me just find some because every fucking other one is like this. Whatever. Let me see. First and a seventh. So do people never start with saw waves anymore? Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is that saw waves have a bunch of harmonics in them. First and a seventh. If I'm trying to do like basses like this, then a lot of times I'll use saw waves. This is just a saw wave. Foghorns. First and a seventh. First and a seventh. Nah, dude, like, don't even think about it like that. Like, just, it is so trivial in the design that it's more so about just having some harmonics there. But as long as your first harmonic is above all of the other ones, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, explore on your own. Because when you start to do shit like this, here's your first harmonic. This is your sub. But when you're doing things like this, it gets ugly. This has no sub in it. When you add this, and let's say you make this a little bit lower, kind of like this, now this is in there. Instead of taking whatever approach you have, start with your first and do something like this. Pull one out. And then send that through distortion. like you're pretty much good to go. If you want it to be compatible with the phone, like you just need at least one other harmonic. But it's like getting super nitty gritty with like the first harmonic, you know, what does this do? And then like, what does this do? I don't want to say that you're wasting your time, but you have time better spent elsewhere. Whenever I make wavetables, I just do this. Something like this, then I click here. That's fine. Go like this. Go like this. Scoop it. Pull out one. And now if you look at this wavetable here, there you go. That's wavetable design 101. At least for bass music. If you're trying to make like bells and shit, then it actually makes sense to pull the fundamental out for certain things, especially when you're trying to create inharmonics. So let's say I have a wavetable. I'd have another wavetable that would have the fundamental removed. So I'd do something like this. And then I'd have something here that is just like really strange and wonky. Because when you start to introduce this into something that already has a fundamental, the relationship changes. So if you go here, like this. Then you start to get like bells, and you can also change this into an inharmonic like this. Oops. But do you see how like the character profile is so much different? You know what I mean? Yeah. Shift is shifting the no, shift still has to do with pitch, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so shift, what this is doing is it's actually syncing. So if you look at this, right, and the way that it's like starting to bend into itself, I feel like this. It's very similar, except that it's a little bit smoother. So if we go here, oh, okay, sorry. This is my bad. This is just frequency shifting. So you're with these three, you're dealing with the pitch. With this, you're just dealing with the phase. Yeah. This has no change to the sound other than it sounding like it's going to cut in and out. Yeah. Any other questions? Sounds like FM. It's also an early way to add harmonics. No, it's not FM. Faceplant doesn't do true FM. But phase modulation and frequency modulation are so similar that people almost always categorize it as the same thing. If you use an oscillator to modulate the shift, it's going to change the pitch. Well, I was wrong. That actually sounds more like sync. I don't really know if that's going to sound any different than this, though, to be honest. Yeah, it's like, it sounds almost exactly the same. Shift modulation sounds like FM, PM. I like doing solid detune. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is that I was wrong. I thought that it was going to change the pitch, but the relationship of how these sound together are almost identical based off of what I just did. Right? I can't tell the difference, to be honest. That's a pretty sick riff. Da 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 da. Should probably write that down. You just save that clip, but do 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 do. There's a lot of different beat styles that I could see myself writing that to. shifty. Yeah. All right, guys. I think this is going to be where I hop off, but much love to you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm sorry the past few streams have been a slog. I'm doing my best to try to keep it entertaining and stuff, but life. Aside from that, I'll be back Wednesday and Friday and Saturday, and I don't know, maybe we can try like track feedback again. Maybe I'll do what Copycat does on Friday, because I know that he does feedback on Wednesday. So I'll do it to where like you can join the Discord, and then I'll have like the chat room or whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about? To where you can actually come in and I can play your track out, and then we can talk about it or whatever. Taco about it. The Q&A feedback. Have you all seen this before? Yeah, baby. I'm in the feedback. Yeah. Yeah. Bitches and hoes, man, you already know I got them big ass titties in my passenger door. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, yeah. Much love, guys. Have a great evening. I'll catch you later.